Today I've been checking out Nights Within, which is out now on Steam for $14.99, but currently there's a 35% discount for the next week or so. This is made by a solo dev, and it's kind of a mix between Vermintide, Helldivers, and maybe a little bit of Vampire Survivors rogue-like elements with a hack and slash kind of look to it. Oh, and you play as a medieval knight with a gun. So I mean, what's not to love? It's currently in early access, so things could change, and there is a demo to check out if you want to. So how does the gameplay loop work? Well, you select an area. Once you get into that area, you have to power up 6 different beacons, and each one will have some sort of random objective attached to it, like destroy the beacon, collect little shiny things, stay in the scan area, hack it, control it, and there's a couple of others. Once you complete the objective, you can use Shimmer, which is one of the resources you gain from battle, to activate the beacon, and you'll gain a rogue-like ability. So say like a chance to stun, shield, drop a grenade when you reload, there's quite a few. You will get a choice of 2, or you can select a random mystery one. Then off you go to the next beacon and rinse and repeat. Every few minutes the enemies will level up, which keeps it fresh. Once you've done 6 beacons, an event will happen, usually a boss, that will enter the arena and you have to take them out. Once you've taken the boss out, you get a bit of a decision. You can either stay in the zone and go to the next stage. There are 3 in total. Or you can extract there and then. Extract is done via a zone, and you must survive in that zone for about 20 seconds. If you choose to stay, you'll do the same thing again, but the bosses and enemies will be much, much harder. One thing I will say is the rounds go on a little bit too long for me, and I would like to see an option for shorter missions. Let's say you can maybe do 3 of the 6 beacons and then you can extract, but maybe you get diminished rewards, as sometimes it took a little bit too long when you were playing solo. Once you extract, you go back to your hub area. It is a little bit plain looking. It doesn't look great, but it works well. Here you can spend resources to mod your weapons and armor. You can unlock new classes and purchase cosmetics. There's like an in-game currency you collect, which you can use there. You can also unlock perks to make your next run a little easier. And also this is where you select your next mission. Combat is obviously a big part of this game. You get your passive skills, which of course you unlock as you go. And then you get a sword and a gun, which can be upgraded before you enter the level. The combat feels okay. I would have liked the weapons to have a bit more impact, and the basic gun at the beginning does get a little bit too boring. I would like to see way more weapons in here. However, it is satisfying picking enemies off as you run through the landscape. It can be fun at times, and it's always frantic. The amount of enemies in this game you're going to get hit with is quite a lot. However, I will say I think this is one of these games that's probably better with a friend than solo. The AI on the enemies it's alright. They're very runny. They just come towards you. But the more powerful ones will cause you some issues. And it's usually more the amount of enemies that are going to cause you problems rather than a solo enemy. You can also call in certain drops like for ammo and health, but these are on a bit of a cooldown. I will say on the whole, the enemies are well designed and fun to battle. Graphically, I think the game looks alright. It's nothing to write home about. There's some very janky animations. The environments are nice, but I would love to see them being made a bit more denser between points of interest, but there's like castles and towns and stuff. Sound-wise, it's also a bit basic, but again, it's not bad for a solo developer. So in conclusion, this is a fun little game. I enjoyed it. It has a decent gameplay loop and a good sense of progression. You always feel like you're progressing at a fair pace. The dev is constantly updating it, and it's a pretty good price. However, I think this is probably one of these games that I would recommend if you have friends that are going to play with you. I think solo, it got a little bit too boring and difficult at times. And yeah, that's all I've got to say on this one. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you on the next one. Goodbye.